What's up guys, welcome back to this episode. In this episode, I'm going to be teaching you how to find Tako. Tako is a Japanese word for octopus and is commonly used here in the islands to refer to them as octopus. When finding Tako, there's a few things that you want to look for. So when you're hunting an octopus, you're not really hunting the octopus itself. You're looking for what's around the octopus's den, which is where they live. An octopus will find a hole in the ground, and that's typically where they live. What they'll do is that if there's rocks in their hole, they'll push out the rocks out of their hole, surrounding their hole, acting almost as a barrier. So that's really a main indicator of where to find a Tako hole. If there's a Tako inside of a hole and you don't really know, that's definitely a main indicator. And then you can always poke around inside of the hole to make sure if there's a Tako in it. Another main indicator is that there are going to be crab shells all over the place. This is another huge exciting thing to find for me. It kind of gets me hyped because then I know that there's a Tako in the area. Tako aren't really known for being the most polite eaters. They're pretty messy, and they'll be hunting crabs and stuff, and they'll leave their shells, which are empty, all along the seafloor, and they'll almost sort of leave a trail to their hole. You can see here I'm grabbing this empty crab shell to show you guys that this is kind of what they look like. You're wanting to look for this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that you're wanting to find. And over here, I'm grabbing this crab shells. There's a lot over in the area. There's even some crab claws, so that's a really good sign. If you see this, you're gonna wanna poke around in the area, see if there's a Tako around, because most likely there is. This is a Tako my dad found, and it came out really quickly. I didn't really have enough time to show you what the area looked like, but this guy was definitely way too small. They have to be a pound in Hawaii to keep. So super cute, definitely more ink than you'd think. He almost got away here, but I was able to get him back out of the coral to show you guys up close shots. But yeah, in Hawaii, they have to be a pound, so anything under a pound, or if you're just not sure, better safe than sorry, let them go, let them grow. So this guy was definitely not a keeper, and we were able to put him back safely into a hole. You can see here he swims around all the way over to this little coral head, and the camouflage is insane. Instantly vanishes into the little crevice, and after that, if you lose a good sized Tako and it starts swimming towards coral, it's basically over, because they can fit anywhere that their beak can allow them to fit. So a nice sized Tako can fit in about a quarter size hole, which is really impressive of these animals. So this is kind of the ground that you want to be hunting the Tako, a nice rocky front, and this is because when the Tako is moving from hole to hole or place to place while it's hunting, it carries up all of these rocks. And you can see here I dive down and I kind of lift a few up just to show you what to be looking for. If you see any of this kind of material out of place or kind of colored rocks around, that's how you know there's a Tako in the area. I usually see a lot of turtles on my dives. They're really chill creatures, but sometimes they spook me and sometimes I spook them. But it's really cool to be able to see these guys on the dive. And this one actually had lost a fin to a tiger shark, so it's kind of sad because there's a lot over in the area. So here you can see that I'm trying to get this Tako out. If you look up on the top right, you can see that there's a few rocks that are out of place. That's kind of how I knew that there's a Tako in here, but I get him a few times and then I start to lose where he's going. I think he went deeper into the hole and I just could not get him back out. I spent maybe 15 minutes on this hole and it was just lost by then. So kind of sad, but gotta keep your head up. There's more Tako around the area. So this Tako hole is a very obvious Tako hole. You can see there's a hole, there's rocks just covering the outside, totally out of place. Very obvious that there's a Tako in here. So yeah, whenever you see holes like this and the rocks are kind of covering it, make sure to take the rocks and kind of move them out of your way so that it's just easier to get the Tako out. It's just easier for you to get that one extra thing out of the way. So here I couldn't actually find the Tako because of my pole spear. It wouldn't allow me to go deep into the hole, so my dad comes over and takes over, and he has a smaller stick and you can see that he's able to find it. So he's working on this guy and this dude was not happy. You can see here he inks. It was just a mess. But he worked him for about an hour or 2 hours and he finally came out the other side, and I was able to grab him and he was just not happy, just inking everywhere. Finally got this guy out, and then looking at him, we can't really tell if he's over a pound or not. We want to play it safe, so we decided to let this guy go. But really cool guy. You can see that I'm shaking him. That's just to make him dizzy. So when you shake up the octopus, they start to become kind of dizzy, and they're easier to control. And that's kind of what you want to do, especially when you're going against big taco. They can wrap around you, bite you. So that's also why I keep exchanging him from hand to hand. I've been bitten before, and it's not really a good feeling to have. So I can almost tell when they're about to bite. They kind of tense up all their muscles. So that's why I keep exchanging him from hand to hand. It's kind of like not giving him an opportunity to bite me, and that's kind of what I want. But whenever they're kind of chilled out, then you can kind of like control them and let them hang on to you. And really cool animals, really fun to catch. So yeah, we probably could have kept this guy, but we didn't really know if he was a pound or not. So we decided to just play it safe, let him go, let him grow, and we'll hopefully see him in winter when the octopus are usually bigger. This taco came out so fast, I barely even had time to turn on my GoPro. But if you rewind it and look right before he comes out, there's a bunch of white rocks to the left of his hole, and that's how I knew that there was a taco inside. But this dude just did not want to play. He came right out, and he was just tensing up, inking everywhere. Even though they're not legal size, it's still fun to like hold them and, you know, show people. As long as you're handling them gently and you can return them in the wild safely, it's always fun to show friends and just have a good time. You don't really necessarily have to poke them too hard. You just want to be poking them enough to irritate them. And that's why they come out of their hole. They do not want to come out of their hole at all. But if you're poking them and giving them a reason to come out of their hole, they eventually will. You also don't really want to poke them so hard that it kills them in the hole, because that's just cruel and it's not really necessary, especially if the taco is smaller than you thought and you accidentally kill it. You don't really want to do that. So just poke them enough to irritate them. Don't really hurt them. Don't scrape him. He'll come out. Just give it some time. This taco was pretty chill, and I was happy that I was able to spend time with him and then release him safely. So here you can see how quick he goes into his hole. It's almost like he vanished into thin air, but he just goes in there, and yeah, super cool. Nice taco. So here I was swimming, and then I spot this hole, and I see these rocks on the outside, and I know there's a taco in there. This is the kind of area you want to be hunting them at, but you can see there I'm just moving the rocks out of the way, and it's pretty obvious there's a taco in here. So there we go. I just go ahead and poke out, and there he is, and I lose him for a second, but then I come back, and yeah, you just kind of wiggle them out and they'll come right out. And that's when you can grab them right behind the head and secure the taco. This guy obviously is not a pound, but still super fun. He was very energetic, and yeah, I hope that he's able to grow up. But yeah, super cool taco. Taco grow about a pound a month, so in a month this guy should be legal size. So I'm just gonna release this dude, try not to hurt him as much as I can. But yeah, super cool experience. That's why I recommend hunting on the rocky fronts. It's just easier to see the hole, easier to see which rocks are out of place, and in the end, you're probably gonna find more taco that way. Cool taco. He's able to drift away into the coral pretty slowly, but eventually finds his way and slinks down into the depths. Super cool. Here I find this really cute pufferfish. This is the smallest one that I've ever found. Kind of cute. It's really cool to see one of them in the area, because you don't really see many over here on the side. So over here I see two extremely obvious taco holes. Unfortunately, both of them were empty, but as I come closer you can see the two right there. All the rock and coral outside of it is just such a huge indicator there's definitely a taco that used to live here. And yeah, both of them were empty, but this is the kind of holes that you want to be finding right here. You can see the hole and then all the coral just outside, almost like a barrier. That is the main indicator that there's a taco present. And yeah, if you just poke around, stay long enough, there's most likely a taco in here, but unfortunately not today. So right here I'm pointing at this hole because I noticed some crab shells and rocks right outside of it, and you can see it right there, right under my spear, that crab shell. So I'm like, there's definitely a taco in the area. But unfortunately this hole didn't have it, but I still knew that there was a taco in the area. So I come up and I look to the right, and I notice that there is another hole with a lot of rocks around it. And I'm like, this is definitely have a taco in it. You can see all the rocks, and sure enough, the taco's tentacles come out and grab onto my spear. So I keep poking him and irritating him, and he just comes right out, just like that. This guy was definitely bigger than the rest of them that I got, besides the one that we couldn't really tell what was a pound. But this guy was definitely under a pound, so I gotta do what's right and release him, let him go, let him grow. Hunting this taco was really fun because it tested my taco eye, which I'm still trying to find. I'm not the best at it, but I'm really trying to work on it So this was just really fun because it was an eye-opener for me and really testing my skills. So I feel like I'm starting to catch on, but hopefully in the winter I don't lose it, and I hope I can catch some more sometime. So I was going to do a catch and cook, but all the taco that I caught in the past week have all been under 1 pound. Probably caught around 6 in total. I think a few didn't make the video. I'm probably gonna wait to do the catch and cook in the winter months, just because the taco are usually bigger and easier to find because there's just more of them. We'll definitely have to do a catch and cook then, but until then, hopefully this video will be fine. Just because we're not doing a taco catch and cook doesn't mean we're not doing a catch and cook at all. I went spearfishing the other day with my dad and we were able to get a bunch of fish, so stay tuned. We cooked all of it up and it was delicious. So that video is going to be releasing probably in a few days after this one. I hope this video helped test your taco eye and taught you a few things on how to find these incredible animals. They're extremely smart, so always remember that they will try and find a way to outwork you and hide from you. So always a blessing to find these animals, and hope to see you on the next adventure. As always, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It'd really help me out. We're 3 away from 100, and that would be a huge milestone to reach. So you guys are awesome for watching this and sticking around till the end. See you soon.